Welcome to day 6 of our 5-a-day challenge with Soulbody Yoga with Helena. And it's a sunny day today, so you can see our cat is out there loving the sun, even though it's a little bit windy. And here in the studio, it's lovely and warm. And I decided that today I would do a session for you on the chair, because then you can take your 5-a-day into the office if you have an office job. So let's allow ourselves, and this is something you can do just to take a break at any point in time, to find your uprightness on the chair. Sit on the chair with just the edge of the buttocks on the chair and the legs are off. And this way you can find this uprightness. And you can turn your palms up, which opens the shoulders a little more, and feel your breath. Going inside, noticing what you notice. It's always a good thing to know where you are starting from. How are your feet? Are your feet meeting the ground? How are your legs? How are your hips? How is your back? How is your spine? How are your shoulders and arms and hands? Can you feel any sensations? How's your neck? Your head? Your jaws? Your eyes? And if you detect tension anywhere, then see if you can let it go on an out breath. Inhaling deeply. And soften. Soften the feet into the ground. Give your arms to gravity. Relax the jaw. Maybe taking the lower jaw forward and backward. Sideways. Shaking it a little. Soften the eyes. And then let's do something for the back, for the spine. Let's loosen the spine. So stretch yourself on top of your thighs like this by pushing against the hands, and that gives you a little bit by pushing with the hands against the knees, and that gives you a little bit of leverage to lengthen the spine. And then just roll that on top of your legs. And feel that lovely rest that the spine is getting here. And you can stay down here dangling your head, or you can roll up again. And do the same thing again. Long spine coming forward, resting on top, and then rolling upwards, one vertebra at a time. Let's do this one more time. Maybe watch me first. I'm going to come down, rest on top of the legs, and take the arms up to where this is comfortable, clasping the hands, and just go up as high as is comfortable. You can join me now. Breathing deeply into wherever you are feeling the sensation and noticing what you notice. What kind of sensation is it? Where is it in the body? Is it in several different places, or just a small spot or a long line? Does it feel like it's deep inside or on the surface? And breathing through the strongest sensation. And then take your hands and place them on the sacrum, just giving the sacrum some warmth, some kind of tension. That's the lower part of your spine, the lower part of your pelvis. And then drop your arms on the ground again, just giving the arms to gravity. And rolling up one vertebra at a time. Good. Let's continue with the arms. So this time I'd like you to go sideways on the chair. You only have your buttocks on the chair, the legs are off, and you take your arms behind with the palm facing away from you, and then you turn yourself away from that arm until you feel a sensation going across your chest and in the front of the shoulder, like this. Make sure that your legs are aligned, soften the feet into the ground, breathing into where the sensation is. And always checking on you, are my jaws relaxed? We often hold so much tension in our jaws. And that translates then, due to the principle of tensegrity, into tension in the shoulders, tension in the hips, tension in the legs. So we can achieve a lot by just letting go of the jaws. Okay, and then to the other side, coming to the edge of the chair. Hugo's no longer outside, at least not where our window is. Taking the arm behind like this, and then turning yourself away from the arm, with the palm facing away from you. Breathing deeply. Where can you feel this? Good. Take a moment to notice what you notice. Notice the increased blood flow across this area here. And then take one leg sideways on top of the other. Take the flesh away from the sitting bones. You're still sitting on the edge of the chair. Maybe even take the bottom leg a little further away from you, placing the foot of the bottom leg a little further away from you. And then come over as far as you can keep your back straight. So watch me sideways. I'm lifting the solar plexus and coming down. And at some point, I feel this here on the outer thigh. And breathing into it again, noticing where exactly is the sensation. Is it closer to the bum? Is it closer to the knee? Is it right in the middle? Is it higher up or lower down? Just studying, self-study being one of the pillars of yoga. How is my body responding? It's a beautiful stretch, the abductor stretch. And then do the same to the other side. Placing one leg over, taking the flesh away from the sitting bones, so the sitting bones go a little further back. And then slowly coming forward as far as you can go with a straight spine. So it might be that you're already feeling it quite strongly in this position, in this upright position, and you don't actually need to go any further. So only go further if you're not feeling anything yet. So I, at this position, am feeling about 60% sensation. It's not too strong. It's just about a sensation that I can relax and get absorbed in a pleasant way. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the bliss. Maybe after some time you can go a little deeper. Okay. And now one of my favorite stretches. You come to the edge of your chair again, like this. So I'll place my chair like this because that means I'm going to be turning to you. So maybe you do the same. Place the back of your chair towards me. And then make sure that you have a gap between your knees. And the gap between your knees should be as big as the gap between your feet. And as we go into the twist exercise that we are about to do, make sure that your knees don't go together. Lift the spine, align your spine, align the back of your head with the back of your pelvis. And then twist yourself towards the backrest of the chair. And grab hold of the front and of the back. And then you're going to make that twist work for you by pulling with your front hand and pushing with your back hand, and that will push you into the twist. Of course, only do it as far as this is comfortable. So adapt the intensity and strength of your pulling and pushing to what you are feeling in the body. Notice what you are feeling, and then allow your head to go from side to side, bringing a bit of movement into the neck muscles, and then looking over the back of your shoulder. And if you are doing this in the office, maybe by now even other people have joined you, because they think, oh, that looks good. I would. Breathing deeply. Inhale, lengthen into the crown. Breathe out, soften into the sitting bones and into the twist. Good. Other side. Same thing. Check on the position of your feet, the position of your knees. Your feet should be hip width apart. And then grabbing hold of the back of the chair once you are satisfied that your spine is in the right alignment, not leaning anyway, forward, backwards or sideways, staying on top of yourself, and then twisting towards the backrest of the chair, pulling with the nearer hand, pushing with the back hand. So if you are twisting towards your right, it is the right hand that pushes and the left hand that pulls. Checking on your knees. Are they still soft? Do they still have the gap between each other? And then the head can go from one side to other, bringing a bit of movement into the neck region. And then looking over your shoulder and enjoying the full twist. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Pull the navel in and up to give your spine a little more length. Breathe deeply. And slowly easing out, taking a moment, notice what you notice. Feeling what sensations are present in the body as you ease out. And then we're going to do an exercise to strengthen your thighs and also strengthen the core muscles. So you are sitting again on the edge of the chair like this. And then you're going to take the arms up. Imagine that you have strings beyond your fingertips, pushing with your feet against the ground, pulling the navel in and up. Even engage the pelvic floor a little. And then you're going to lean forward slightly, and then you want to lift yourself off the chair just by 1 centimeter. So deep inhale, pull the navel in and up, soften the shoulders away from the ears, and imagine those strings lifting your fingers, pulling you up. And hold it there. Stay in your uprightness as much as you can, and then come down again. One more time. I'm going to show this sideways so you know what I'm doing. Deep inhale. On the out breath, pushing with your feet into the ground, lift. Hold. Feel held by your fingertips. Soften your toes into the ground. Soften your feet into the ground. And then come up. Okay, now I would like you to place your chair facing you, and you stand in front of your chair with your front foot in between the front legs of the chair. And then you tuck in the foot that is further away from the chair. So let's say I'm using my left foot. If you're mirroring me, you might be using your right foot. So I'm tucking in the toes of my left foot. And I'm taking out my right foot 45 degrees with the toes, just swiveling around the heel. And then I lift the heel and swivel the feet around the ball of the foot so that the toes are pointing towards the chair and the heel is turning towards the middle of the back foot. Adjust that if necessary. And then make sure that your hips are facing your camera or facing forward. So facing the same way the side of the chair is facing. And then take the arm that is nearer the chair, lift it up, lengthen that side of your body. Make it really long, deep inhale, engage the pelvic floor, pull the navel in and up, and keeping the hip in alignment, start coming down towards the chair. And then if that feels good for you, you can take the other arm up. You might need to do some adjustments here. If you're quite flexible, then you can perhaps even go a little lower down without losing the hip alignment. That is always your gauge. When does my hip start turning in? Then you backtrack, come a little out, and find the position where your hip can still stay aligned. If you can't keep your hip aligned, putting your hand to the chair, then you can take a block or two or a book, place it on the chair to give yourself a little extra lift. Once you have found the right position for you, you can take your head up and down, or just look up. If looking up is not so nice for your neck, you can look forward and feel that beautiful stretch on both sides of the spine, lifting both sides of the spine and breathing deeply. Coming in, feeling whatever sensation arises, noticing what thoughts arise. And then coming with your hand towards the chair, keeping your feet as they are, lifting the sitting bones up, and find a position where you feel a stretch on the back of the thigh. And using the hands as a lever, pulling the hands towards you to give your solar plexus a little extra lift, to give the spine a little extra length. And breathing deeply, shoulders away from the ears, crown lengthening away from the sitting bones. And if you now swivel the back foot a little, so that the heel is pointing away from you, then you can feel a calf stretch. Make sure your body is as much as possible in one line. And then you take the chair to the other side, and we start the same thing on the other side. But take a moment to feel, noticing what you notice. Okay, take your legs wide again. It's probably double the width of the hips if that is available to you. Make sure your feet are aligned. The foot nearer the chair is in between the front legs of the chair. Checking the position of your hip, checking the alignment of your spine. Tuck in your foot that is further away from the chair, bringing the toes in. Lifting the little toes, spreading them away from the big toe. And then swiveling around the heel, taking the toes 45 degrees out on the foot that is nearer the chair, and then swiveling around the ball of the foot, taking the heel in so that the toes point to the smaller side of the mat or towards the chair, in direction of the chair. Check that the heel is lined up with the middle of your back foot. And now check your hips. Are my hips aligned? See if you can align them as much as possible. Remember, the headlights should be facing forward, not off track. And then you take the arm that is nearer the chair, lifting up, lengthening there, lifting the armpit away from the hips. Inhale, Breathe out, pull the navel in and up, engage the pelvic floor, come down to the chair and adjust as you need to. It might be different on this side to the other side. Check on your hip. If your hip is turning in, then either open it up or give yourself a little extra lift so that you can achieve the position where your spine is aligned, or come a little lower if that is available to you without turning in. So here is just the point where I'm starting to turn in, so I come a little higher. And then if that is okay for your shoulders, you take the other arm up, imagining the fingertips are held by invisible strings, bringing spaciousness to your neck, looking up and down, or just looking up or forward. See what feels right for you. Finding that inner still point, the equanimity amidst the storm of sensations. That is practice for life. And then taking the top arm down, twisting your body round to face the chair, lifting the sitting bones. So you want to tuck away your pelvis. And then feeling the stretch in the back of your front thigh. Pulling with your hands against the chair. So pulling the hands towards you to create that lever to lift the solar plexus so that your spine is super straight. If you don't feel anything, of course you can adapt it by going a little lower, or if you can't keep your spine straight, again you can come a little higher, adjust it with whatever props you need so that you can find that position where you can keep your spine straight. If you're in the office, maybe you can just put a few folders there. And then swivel round your back foot so that the toes point towards the chair, and now you should be feeling a calf stretch. Just giving the back heel to gravity. And then coming up, standing next to your chair. Let's stretch our imagination as the last bit for today. Taking the arms to the side. Feeling the space beyond our fingertips. Making sure the arms are aligned. Imagine whatever your fingers are pointing at, that you are actually touching it with invisible feelers. Really expand your imagination into the space you're in. Then turning the palms upwards, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Keeping the shoulders down, you come up with the arms. If you lift your shoulders, then your shoulders will start to get tense. Keep that distance between shoulders and ears until you have the hands facing each other. And then we're going to do the domes today again. So you twist your body, but keep your gaze forward and open one palm back and one palm forward. The palm is facing up, receiving everything that the realms above have to offer us. The light, the inspiration, the opportunities, the ideas, the possibilities. It's a beautiful exercise, and every time I open, I imagine that those invisible feelers that are opening are becoming a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. So you're creating this dome around you. And we're going to do this to the other side in a moment, starting with the other side, lifting as if something else is lifting your arms, as if space is moving your arms. Feeling the space beyond your fingertips, texture, temperature of the walls, turning the palms up, calming up, spaciousness between ears and shoulders. And now taking the other arm forward first, facing forward, creating a dome with the rays of light that are coming out from your fingertips, receiving the light from up above into your being. Twisting to the other side, facing forward still, and make an even bigger dome in your imagination. And after you've done this to both sides, opening in the middle, connecting on the horizontal, turning the palms, and slowly come down. Notice what you notice. Feel what you feel. Notice the sensations in your fingertips, in your feet, in your being. How is your mind? How are your feelings? Take a deep breath. Breathe out, soften. Deep inhale into the belly, into the chest, in all directions, front, side, back. And breathing out into your feet, grounding yourself with roots into earth. One more. Deep inhale, expand. Breathing out, softening into your feet, into your knees, into your hips. Letting go of any tensions that are no longer needed. You can do this as many times as you wish, even after the video finishes. I trust you're having a wonderful day, and I trust that your body is feeling much better now. Take your hands towards your heart. Namaste.